once you become active in this parish, you kind of get called on all the time to do things. So I wound up getting involved in trust. Now, trust was just getting off the ground. There's about 5 or 6 different churches in the community participating. And so we're trying to figure out how to raise money. Well, the men's club always had seed money. You know, we charged $2 in dues, and we had about 2,000 families then, so we took in about $4,000 a year, which in turn allowed us to do things with it, such as put the Oktoberfest on and so forth. So I went out and I bought a donut machine. It was about 10, 15 feet long. Made all the donuts, there were mini donuts, made them all. And we started out Friday night, and we made donuts all night Friday, all day Saturday, and then we had the people from various churches come and pick them up. Some would pick up 100 dozen, some would pick up 50 dozen. No, we did all those churches. They came, picked it up, and sold it at all the different churches. And that was the original seed money for the trust to get going. So it was quite an accomplishment. I was pretty proud of that one because at the beginning I thought I was wasting my time, but it worked out very well. And after trust, I'm trying to do the different things going on. I guess I got involved in bingo. I started bingo here. I asked Father Monahan if we could start bingo, and Father Monahan said, I don't know about that. And I said, well, you can always blame me, Father. I'll start. I can just say, Bill, you did it without your knowledge. And Father said, we don't do anything around here without my saying so. If I want it, I'll let you know. And eventually he did. He let me know. He had bingo. And again, we had a tremendous amount of participation in the parish, workers and people who came to play. And that went along very well too. It wasn't the world's greatest, but it was good. And then the casinos came along, and I figured I was going to kill it, so I kind of dropped out. But I think they kept it going another 2 years, and then they finally closed it up themselves. Yep. So we did a lot of good. Everybody smoked. We used to have a huge fan in the gym to suck that smoke out. And I don't know why, but somebody boarded up that fan. I'm sure it's still in that gym. Now you in that gym, they smoked, you wouldn't be able to breathe. When I came to this parish, we used to have the picnics once a year up at Brian's Park up there. And I went up there with my kids, thought it was great. But it turned out it was nothing but a babysitting job, keep the kids from falling off the swings and that sort of thing. And I thought that was pretty ridiculous. So again, with the men's club and the seed money, I kept looking around. I found a place down in Lakeville, which was a park owned by a single person, a couple, I'm sure. And we rented that out for the day. And we charged each family $1 for the car. Came down the car, they paid $1. And we had games for kids. We had a teenage dance. We had an adult dance, and of course it had swimming. So between it all, we really had a great time. We had that for about 2, maybe 3 years in a row. And then it kind of wore thin because it was down in Lakeville, which is a pretty good drive. And I suppose the novelty wore off. And then we didn't do nothing for a while. And then, I don't know how I got on this, but I know I was talking to a fellow from United Funds. And he said, we got a campsite over here in Woodbury. He said, you can have that for Labor Day weekend. We don't use it on that weekend. And I said, how much? He said, you can have it for free. Well, that had about 5 cabins and a huge main cabin, plus a huge kitchen. And it was a great swimming spot. And the first year when we invited the families, it was a very small turnout. And the whole purpose of that was to help those families who couldn't afford to go out of town to go someplace. Yeah, and so we figured what was wrong. And then we figured out what was wrong was that nobody really wanted the charity aspect of it, even though they probably could have used it. So we started charging $3 a family. Then the place was jammed. We never was jammed. And we had Father coming out every weekend to say Mass every Sunday. We just had a ball. It was the swimming, the companionship. Just the whole thing was a fantastic thing. But we had Don and Veronica. They used to come in their trailer, and we'd all pile in that trailer. And Joe Bach was there one day, and he hadn't had supper. He was all hungry, and there was a tray out laying there. And it was actually the dog's food. They picked it up and put it on a counter so it wouldn't get stepped on. And Joe didn't know he was eating it like they were cookies. And we got involved. I can't remember all the things we got involved in. We were involved. This was a very, very active parish. Mm-hmm. And then I don't know why, but I guess people move out for various reasons, and it's not what it used to be anymore. It's beginning to come alive again. it's showing good progress, but now we're basically going to have to merge with Latino, the largest Catholic population of the Twin Cities, so we better start paying attention and working with them, not against them, you know. And I think that's coming around also. It's a much slower process than I thought. I'm Grand Night now, so I've been trying to use a Grand Night with their seed money. I've had a culture exchange with Spanish down at church, and I also was able to raise $3,000 every year for their youth program. So far, we're making a lot of inroads. I now have 2 members. We never had any, and it was tough to get them. But overall, we really were an active and fun parish. We really were very active and very fun. And if I had to be out of town traveling, I always felt like I was missing something. And we had parties at somebody's house every week. Somebody had a party. So every Friday night we're out. That was a lot of fun, but it was probably a little too much drinking. But we'll be on. There was a tremendous amount of priests went through this parish. Now when I came here, it was Father Tui and Father Moynihan. And then we had, and I don't have these in the proper order, but we had Father Barr, Father Packett, Father Welch, Father Goldman, Father Lyons. There were others I just can't remember, Father Mertz. There's others I just can't remember all the names. But we had a lot of priests go through. Father DeBreca. Father Schill had a great youth program on Grand Avenue, but he rented a storefront. Kids met there. On that store would be about 2 doors south of the store that's on the corner on the east side of 38th and Grand, about 2 stores up. I think it used to be a plumbing and heating store when I first came in the parish. And kids really liked it. But somehow, somebody set it on fire. I don't remember why or what purpose, whether it was some kid that was jealous or what. But anyway, that took the end of that youth program going, but I thought it was a great thing there. But yeah, we had plays up at the school, of which Freedom, what's Freedom's first name? Harry Freedom, he was on to put on the plays, and maybe some good turnout in those plays too. And so it's a grand old parish. Whether we can revitalize it or not remains to be seen. I think that Father Moynihan has done as best he can. I think Father McDonald will do the best he can. But it's like any inner city problem, church is going to have its problems. The other thing I should bring up is that this parish must have had 20 or more families with 10 or more kids. This was a big family parish. And when you came into this parish, first thing Father Tui asked is how many kids you got. If you had 10, you were okay, come on in. Often wonder what he said to people 1 or 2.